Hey guys, long time no see. In case you were wondering, yes, I'm still alive. But unlike most times when I go off the YouTube map, I actually have a very good excuse this time. Several very good excuses this time. Let me think where to start. 1 minute, I'm going to be back. I'm going to set up this camera so I don't have to hold it the whole time because it'll make my arm very tired. Be back. I'm back. Okay, so where should I start? Well, the last video you guys saw was my Mardi Gras, first week of Mardi Gras, first two parades on Saturday, the 11th? 11th, well, yeah, 11th. But I'll start a little before that, something I didn't mention. Before that, when I had the epic party night, after that, just like a day or two after that, I got a call from the surgical department at the hospital I go to. And, well, the doctor I was going to see, the surgeon I was going to see that replaced the other one I told you about that I was going to see. I think I told you about it anyway. I don't know. Some of you know, though. Anyway, so, that I was, real happy about that. That was going to be on the 13th of February that I was going to see that surgeon. And they called me and told me that that was all another misunderstanding, that that doctor will not see me either. And I flat out asked, can I ask why? And they said for the same reasons that the other doctor dropped you. And we are trying to figure out now what exactly that is. Well, we were trying, and then this other stuff happened, but now we're going to start looking into that again now that things have kind of slowed down from the past week and a half. Anyways, so okay, so that happened, and then had my great epic night at Mardi Gras. It was a great day, had a great time, and then after I filmed me on the Ferris wheel, the last thing you saw, and then I filmed myself on the Tilt-A-Whirl, which I didn't add in because it didn't turn out that great. It was too dark, couldn't really see anything. But right before I got on Tilt-A-Whirl, I was checking, I had my phone in my jacket pocket, and I was checking my text messages, and the time, because I was supposed to meet up with my friends at my house at 8:30 for a little mini get-together party. Okay, so did that, and right before it was my turn to get on the ride, I put it back in my pocket, and I got on. Then I got out of my purse, I got my flip cam out of my purse to film myself. And the ride guy said, you probably gonna put that in your pocket, you might lose it. And I'm like, no, it's okay, because I have the strap on it, and I can hang on tight. So he thought it was my phone. So anyway, I held onto the camera the whole way, got off with the camera. Then I got off, realized I forgot my hat that I had bought, and he gave that to me. Then I went to get my cell phone out to see what time it was, and check text again and all that, and it was not there. So I went and asked the guy who was working in Tilt-A-Whirl if he found a cell phone. He went and looked for one. I described what it looked like, and so it was like an iPhone. But he found the phone, but it wasn't mine. So he said to just keep checking every hour or two with the ticket booth. And so I went to my house because I couldn't contact my friends, Charles and my Frida, to let them know that I, was going to be late or the phone wasn't listening or anything like that. So I walked home, put on Facebook about it, to send a message to Charles through Facebook, because I knew he'd probably get that through his phone like it works on mine. He got it. He showed up to the house, brought booze, we had a little fun, and I asked him at 11 o'clock to take me back down there to see if it showed up, and it hadn't. Next afternoon, he took me back again so I could check one more time, and it still didn't show up. So I had to call my dad and tell him, and he thankfully it was insured, so I got my replacement phone, the same phone, cost $100 to replace. But thank you, Dad, for doing that. So now I have my phone back. I can't remember, a whole week almost without it. Okay, so that happened Saturday night. I lost my phone. Sunday, nothing happened. Monday which was the 13th day I was supposed to have my surgery consult, which didn't go. But I had my class, went to class, came back, got a phone call from my mom telling me that, my grandma don't know if y'all noticed or not, but my grandma's been in the hospital for a couple weeks now because she hadn't been able to eat like food. She could barely even swallow like water and Ensure, so she had to go to the hospital to get that fixed and everything. And then she ended up, after getting 2 little minor procedures done, she went to this other hospital and where they were keeping her. And she ended up getting pneumonia, and then she aspirated on some ice, and so they had to put a ventilator on her. A respirator, on, you know, tube down your throat for air. Life support, basically, but without the heart pumping or anything, just the oxygen part of it, life support. Okay, so Monday I get the call from Mom telling me that her and my Uncle Gary had decided to take her off life support the next day, on Valentine's Day at 11 a.m., and so I started freaking out because I really want to go up there. I want to be able to say goodbye to my grandma in person, you know. And so I didn't know what to do. I posted on Facebook. Thankfully, Rita was on at the time because I didn't have my cell phone, so I couldn't call anybody. And I didn't have anybody's phone numbers. I can't remember. Anyway, she was on there. I texted with her for a little while, chatted with her on Facebook, and she talked Charles into taking me down and her to tag along down there to my grandma's house. She lives about an hour and a half away from where I live, which is just an incredibly nice thing for him to do, and I was just shocked. And first I was going to bring stuff just so I could spend a few days up there, but then at the last minute I decided not to. I don't know why. I just thought, you know, that I'd be able to go up there and see her and then come back home and go back to school on Tuesday. So, yeah. So I go up there, and Mom doesn't want me to leave. She wants me to stay, and I'm like, well, I don't have anything. I don't have my medicine or my school books or anything. And so I decided to stay. Charles and Rita helped me to make the right decision. That family comes first, which it does, and I need to make the right decision. It was very hard because I, didn't want to get behind in school, but I did it. I did the right thing, and I'm glad I did now. And then Rita it was like my secretary. She picked up my mail for me and went to school to tell my teachers and all that kind of stuff. So that was really nice. And then I called my dad because he had called me earlier in the day, and then I couldn't call him back because he had gone to work. So I called him to tell him about Grandma and to also, return his call. Told him about all that. He told me my phone will be in the mail the next day. So I'm like, oh, great. So that's when Rita said she'd pick up my mail for me. Anyway, and then, what are you doing, Daisy? No, Daisy. Anyway, stayed. Next day went to the hospital, and it was about 10 o'clock, and Mom was, hovering over Grandma, telling her, because she was, saying that, she couldn't talk, but she was going, that she wanted it out of her. That been bothering her since they put it in. They've been having to, knock her out because it's been bothering her so much, but it had been bothering her so much. I'm talking in present, as in past tense. Anyway, so she was just telling her, 1 hour, they're going to take it out. They're going to take it out in 1 hour. And then she was walking away from her bed so I could go say hi to her. And as she was walking away from Grandma's bed, she tripped over her wires, the wires that go to her monitors and all that stuff, and fell on her face almost, and she ended up breaking her shoulder. Left shoulder, the one that she broke 15, 20 years ago, I don't know, in a car accident. And so, she's like, this is great, So, but she didn't want it. First, she didn't say anything about it. She wanted to wait till they took Grandma off life support and all that, and wait an hour till after that, make sure she was okay and all that. So they decided 10:30 they took it out because we found out that we didn't have to have a set time to do it. So they pulled it out at 10:30. She did great at first. She was 98% oxygen the whole day. I mean, it only got down to 95 when we left at 4 or 5 p.m. And she was doing good. We were like, this is great. She might actually last for a few weeks. This is really cool. So, and then the next day, Mom couldn't go up to see her in the hospital because of her shoulder. Because she was in pretty bad shape, day after the break. And but Uncle Gary stayed up there for a while that day, and he got things finalized and fixed out so that Grandma could come home, be on hospice at home. And so he was getting all that figured out, and we got it all planned out. We had the equipment come in like around 5, you know, her bed and oxygen and all that stuff they'll need to have her on hospice. And then the time that she was coming in kept being pushed back, and then finally she came in at 8 o'clock. They pulled her in, you know, ambulance brought her, you know, and first thing we did was we tried to get her comfortable and cleaned up and stuff, and then the hospice nurse who was there also at the same time the ambulance was there. She had been waiting for them actually, and she told us that she could tell that she was starting to pass, and so we were, oh great, you know. And I saw that she had opened her eyes for a few minutes, for like a few seconds, and so she probably realized that she was at home and that she can go now, you know. That's what she was waiting on. She was waiting on to be at home. She didn't want to die in the hospital, and I do not blame her. So, about 30 minutes later, she took her last breath, and she went up to heaven to be with her husband, my papa, and my stepfather, and out my puppies and dogs and kittens and all of them, and all my other family and friends that are up there. So, yeah, that happened. She passed away on the 15th at 8:30 p.m., But the bad thing is, the hospice nurse had not finished finalizing the switch off from the doctor to the hospice doctor to make her officially under hospice. So, before she passed away, so they had to have ambulance, fire truck, cops, the whole 9 yards come out to the house, sirens and everything. And they had to have a cop, a really cute cop, by the way, come over here and he had to pronounce her. So, anyways, that all happened. And then the Rosewood, the funeral home came out and got her and brought her to the Rosewood. And then the next day we had funeral arrangements, which was horrible because we thought everything was paid for because it was supposed to be all paid for, and then they kept trying to buy us into more stuff, and like the flowers were not paid for. Her little the thing that has her name plaque was not paid for, and a whole bunch of other shit. It was so stupid. So we ended up, we were going to spend like $300, something like that, for flowers and the little sign-in book and little cards. And then we're going to just pay off installments for the plaque because it was way too much. So I came home that day, Thursday. Came home back to Galveston. We were going to go back Friday morning because Friday evening was the visitation. So I got my mail from Rita that night. And I got my phone and some other stuff I was expecting. But, let's see what, yeah. And, yeah, that was it. I had not gotten my check yet, though. I no, I did get my check. That's what it was, okay. But I didn't open it because, I knew I was just going to be on there. I get the same amount every time, just about. So, I had just gotten out of the shower, so I had to go finish doing my bag changing and all that. Went back in the living room, and I was opening up my phone, and blah, blah, blah. And then I opened up my refund check. And it was a small fraction of what was supposed to be there. And so I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And it wasn't even close to enough to covering that money that we owed the funeral home. That's how little it was. So I was like, oh crap, and I posted it all on Facebook like an idiot. But I guess that worked out to our liking, to our good, because we found out Friday night that was paid for by an anonymous donor. So whoever that was, if you're watching this, thank you very much. What else? So yeah, Friday was visitation, and we had some of my cousins come down and stuff like that, cousins and stuff. And then some friends of Grandma's came in and saw her. And then Saturday was the funeral, and Saturday, which most of you don't live out here, Saturday was weather hell. It was like a mini Hurricane Ike. It was like rain, thunder and lightning. It was horrible weather for a funeral. So bad we couldn't even have the graveside thing. We had to do the graveside thing, ritual or ceremony inside the church, at the funeral home. And then we drove up there and watched from the car as they lowered her into the ground. Anyway, went home and then had some friends over that day also. Friends showed up at the funeral, and anyway, I said a little thing at the funeral about me and Grandma dancing the baby got back about 5 years ago on New Year's, which was pretty funny. And then Sunday afternoon we came back home from Grandma's. And then that night, Sunday night, well, immediately Sunday, we noticed there was like some lights flickering in the house, and the cable was acting up. It was like coming in and out, and really, and the cable finally was just getting like out of control bad. So I was on my laptop in the living room in front of the TV, typing on a chat room with Comcast, trying to get it figured out. I mean, I tried plugging and unplugging things, resetting buttons, blah, 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 do this, do that, do that. I was in and out of the rooms. Nothing worked, so they finally set up an appointment the next day at like 11 to 12 or something like that, which is when I'd be in class. So, but before I finished talking to people on Comcast, I mean, it was after I set the appointment up, thank goodness, but I was still chatting with them, and all of a sudden, the lights just went out, and I was like, a pop, and a flash, and I was like, what the fuck? It scared the crap out of me. I was like, what the fuck? And then I smelled like burning, and so I got my flashlight on my phone, and because there was no lights, there were a few, but not very many. I had turned the overhead light on, and I was looking around for smoke and stuff, and because I could smell burning, but I didn't see anything. But I did wake up Mom and told her that, you know, power went out. There was some kind of spark, and she was really out of it, so she just, you know, went back to sleep, and she said she'd deal with it in the morning. I'm like, okay. Anyway, woke up in the morning, and she freaked out in the morning when she knows there was no power and things weren't working. So anyway, so we got Centerpoint out here, and they fixed it. Apparently this has been going on for about 5 years. The wiring around this part of the town has been just shitty for like 5 years, and they just keep making, you know, just fixing it, and then like not permanently fixing it, just temporary fixing it. And then the cable people came out when I was in class, and they fixed the cable. And when they fixed the cable, they found out, they told my mom that the wire outside from where our TV is in the living room, the cable wire had burned. So that could have been caught. That's what I smelt. That's what I had smelt that night, and that could have easily caused a house fire. So we were lucky. And so that's about it, really. As far as just crazy, weird stuff happening. Today I had a renal scan, and I had to drink a bunch of water, and I thought I had to hold it, but I didn't have to. Anyway, that's nothing to do with any of this, but anyway, so that's what's been going on. That's why I haven't been vlogging, because I didn't want to vlog a funeral or, you know, any of that kind of stuff, you know. Well, I don't mind doing that, but I didn't think, you know, I really knew that, like, my mom and all them, they definitely would not want to be on camera during all that. 1 minute. Hello? Oh, bullshit. Anyways, never mind. So, that's about it. That's where I've been going. That's where I've been. That's why I've been MIA from YouTube. Well, I've still been on YouTube and watching videos since I got back. I had a lot of catching up to do. But, and then I've been on Twitter, but I haven't, like, typed anything until yesterday. So, yeah. So, unless y'all follow me on Facebook, you have no idea what's been going on. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. Just wanted to give y'all an update where I've been, let you know I'm still here. All this shit has been going on, and I mean, like, literally shit. Like, one thing after the other. It's just been hell, and that things are starting to finally slow down. So, hopefully things will continue to be slowed down. Anyway, that's about it. Let me just, it's been a while since you've seen this one. Hi, kitty. Oh, Casina. Hi. Say hi. Anyway, Daisy went in the other room, and I don't think Mom's quite ready to be back on camera yet, so she's still, you know, it was her mother, you know, so I can understand. And I'm still upset, but, I mean, nothing compared to what she is, and I can't even imagine what her or my Uncle Gary are going through right now. And hopefully I won't have to find out for a very long time. So, that's it. I guess I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm gonna start vlogging again, hopefully tomorrow, if anything vlog worthy happens, you know. So talk to you guys later. Bye.